Maybe so. Maybe so.
We are live at the BJCC for the Birmingham RV Show, as you can tell from our jerseys, from the signage, and from our guy, Nick Johnston. We're with Johnston RV. What I'm learning is we're doing this show in front of one of the most popular RVs you have.
Yeah, Sunseeker 2400. It's on the Mercedes chassis. It's not so big that you can't get into a Walmart parking lot, right?
Yeah, okay.
So you can drive that everywhere, and it's just it's very accessible anyway.
Yeah. You know, one of the early things that you hear as a kid is you learn something new every day.
That's right. Yep.
I didn't realize this. Like I have learned more and more about RVs since we've, struck up this relationship with Johnston RV and Nick and his great family. But I didn't realize 95% of the units down here have all been built within a 25-mile radius in northern Indiana.
Yeah, that's about right. They all pretty much come from the Elkhart, Indiana area up there. So
is that Indiana's biggest export?
It probably is. I know this. When you go up there, when you go up north, and where this is, again, you're a stone's throw from Michigan, basically. I mean, you're right on the line, but as you're driving down the interstate and these back roads and all, you take a turn and there's just a field of campers. It's just there's factories everywhere up there. So yeah, that's definitely their especially North Indiana. That's their biggest industry.
Well, how about that? All right, we're at the RV show, and Nick is kind to have us out here. Johnston RV, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. They've already had the North Alabama RV show from the Decatur lot. This is the Birmingham show, obviously, from the Coleman lot. And always online, JohnstonRVCenter.com. And for the rest of the month, the RSVP deal, we've talked about that for the rest of the month, right? So go to JohnstonRVCenter.com/TNR, and you can RSVP to come to the lot there and get up an additional up to $1,000 in incentives. So already low RV show pricing, and then even more in incentives there.
Yeah, and a lot of folks have already taken advantage of that. We've actually had we had a great show in Huntsville and in Decatur. We just got started down here yesterday and in Coleman, but we've been doing these, the show prices all month, and it's been an incredible month. I talk to you guys all the time as far as pricing goes and all. We're going to be pretty tough to beat, and then you add the lifetime warranty on top of that. Hey, a lot of value there.
Yeah. That is what is amazing. I mean, a lifetime warranty. Where can you get that? Unlimited time, 100% parts and labor, no deductible. RV warranty forever will pay all repairs to your covered components of your RV for as long as you own it. You know how this works with a car. You have a 36-month warranty.
When do you get your first issue? Month 37, right? Day one of month 37.
It falls apart. Yep. You got 100,000 miles, 100,000 and 1 mile, it falls apart. You ain't got to worry about that.
No, you don't. And all you have to do, really, once a year, you have to have it inspected, okay? It doesn't have to be by us. We want it to be by us because, hey, you're our customer, right? Yeah. But, it doesn't have to be. But as long as you do that, and as far as that goes, I mean, think about, you have to get your oil changed in your car. You have to rotate tires. And all that. It's kind of just what you have to do to take care of a camper. So, once a year, the lifetime warranty company, N1, National Automotive Experts, they just ask you, hey, let them check it out. Make sure everything is good. So long as you do that, if something happens down the road on a covered component, it's taken care of, 100%. No deductible, no anything. It's really helped us separate ourselves from everybody else, especially in North Alabama.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. And also anything under 2 years used is covered by that too. So not just the new stuff. It's anything under 2 years used.
That was a big deal to us. We're February 1st of 2014 was technically our first day, and we actually started. So that's why we're wearing our number 10 jersey.
That's right.
So 10 years. But within that first month is when we actually, I guess within the first couple of months, that's when we signed up for this program, and we were, we vetted it out, and it's been great for our customers. It's been great for us. So yes, new, slightly, pre-owned is taken care of.
Yep. All right, he is Nick Johnston, Johnston RV Center, I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, JohnstonRVCenter.com. How many units do you have down here at the show?
We have a handful down here, but we have at our Coleman store and Decatur store probably upwards of around 200, something like that. So, as far as a selection goes, we have something, whether it be a travel trailer, fifth wheel, motorhome, toy haulers. Well, we've been the number one toy hauler in the state for probably 5 or 6 years now. So, we have a great selection if someone wants to check it out.
Hey, you know what's funny is somebody walked by right before we started. This is, like I said, this has been a really popular unit as we have sat here to get ready for the show. And somebody said, "Do you have any more of those?" He goes, "Yep, got one right on the back of the lot in the Decatur store." I mean, like he knew exactly where it was.
Well, and you're probably prepared. This is such a popular unit.
Yeah, it is. A Sunseeker, you know, the motorhomes, they make several different floor plans. This happens to be on the Mercedes chassis, which is really, really cool. We got many others that are on Ford and Chevy chassis, just different floor plans. So again, as far as selection goes, I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed.
Yep. And we've got something fun coming up with Johnston RV and the Talladega Super Speedway. That's all I'm going to say about that. But Nick's gonna help us have some fun out in Talladega too. Maybe in the infield in Talladega.
That's right.
I don't want to go too far there, but with Johnston RV. Now the shoes. Let's talk about the shoes here, Nick. That is a bold choice right there. You're known for your shoes on sale days.
Well, yeah, I am. I just years ago, a buddy of mine that's in the RV industry was wearing a pair of Cole Haan shoes, and you know, I just loved the way they looked, and I bought my first pair, you know, a pair of 0 Grands in gray with the goji berry trim. Okay. Still remember them,
right?
You know, since then, now I'm upwards of right around 70 pair of Cole Haans. Okay. Yep. My closet is full.
Sounds like Lance's closet.
What we call an addiction.
It's a sickness. Yes. I definitely have a problem, but I typically don't break these out until showtime.
And
so
what color is that?
Well, this is
I'm kidding.
well, it's dynamic yellow. Dynamic yellow is what they're called. But the key is you got to match the socks as well. You got to have a little yellow.
Little rounds.
Well,
I'm going to beat Lance to it. I mean, the light blue's not Rams.
A little more Marquette.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you Marquette. Yep.
So, but anyway, every day at the shows, you know, I always take a picture. I'll post it on our pages, and I'll say, "Hey, I'm going with this shoe today." It's just kind of become a running thing with me. But you know, shameless plug, Cole Haans are awesome.
So more shoes, you or your sister?
Oh, me by far. You know, now Kelsey has a few pair of Cole Haan as well.
Yeah.
But no, I would say that you could put my wife, my sister, my dad, everybody together, and I have more pairs of shoes.
The first step is admitting you have a problem.
I do. So, I do. But I love them, man.
I got no problem
so
with
comfortable.
I got no problem with your problem.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. So tomorrow, what time are we here till today? I know what time we're here, but the show here, and then tomorrow. Give us show time.
So we're going to be here till about 7 o'clock tonight, and then tomorrow 10 to 5. Now that's at the BJCC.
Right.
In Coleman, we're going to be at the Coleman store till 5, 6 o'clock. You know, somewhere in there today, and then tomorrow it'll be noon to 5.
Okay.
That will be open at our Coleman store.
Now it should be pointed out, because this is living proof of this. I mean, you sold this within hours of the doors opening.
Oh, a gentleman drove up from New Orleans. He left first thing in the morning, had found out that this unit was going to be here with us, and showed up first thing, bought it, drove back to New Orleans, and he's going to come back up next week and pick it up.
You can buy right here. I mean, you're not just looking. You can buy them if you want them. Now, you're not going to be able to tow it out of here, but you can buy it.
It'd be tough.
Nick will get it to you.
But yeah, it's typically going to be next week before we can get them delivered.
Yeah, I promise you, he'll get it to you if you're willing to come down here and buy one at the RV show today and tomorrow at the BJCC North Exhibition Hall. Very easy to get in and out at the North Exhibition Hall, and there's not a concert or anything down here tonight, I don't think. So parking shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I don't think anything's going on.
Nick told me there's an MMA fight. Is it here?
Yeah, it's here.
Probably.
No, it's actually at the East exhibit.
Okay, East exhibit.
But
it's in the parking lot.
Yeah. Basically, they're putting some cars around.
Headlights.
Center of them. Yeah. So, but no, otherwise, parking should be fine. It shouldn't be an issue. As you can see, a lot of folks are already here. So, come on down and see us.
Awesome. All right, JohnstonRVCenter.com. That is JohnstonRVCenter.com. I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. Nick, thank you for having us here.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you as always.
Hey, appreciate the jersey, man. Didn't realize we were – and hey, custom too.
That's right. Show on the back. Hang on, I got to pull up here. It says LT on the back. Mine says Brownie. Now, Nick's going to step aside here when he unclips because we've got a special guest that's going to jump in. I mean, thank you, Nick. Good to see you, buddy. By popular demand, we've got a special guest that's going to jump in here and talk to us. Let's start, though, with some college basketball coming up this weekend. And you got at lanceslock.com, I think, 13 total plays up today.
13 plays. We've got one 11 o'clock game, so it's already gone off.
All right.
And that was the Baylor Bears.
Yep.
Catching 2.5 at home against Houston, one of those teams that we've already just basically laid out, is going to be a 1 seed.
Right.
Big 12 basketball early, but yes, 13 total plays today. And coming off a 2-0 last night, and the free winners continue for you. So go to lanceslock.com. Really cool thing, not only 2-0 last night, we this week started the new promotion where you have an opportunity to win $1,000. $1,000 cash from lanceslock.com. And now we've had 3 nights in a row where somebody was within 2 points, within a point, and within a point.
Yep. There we've had people both the last 2 nights 1 point away from winning $1,000.
Yeah, and the amazing thing is, so anybody can register. We randomly select 5 different final scores and 5 finalists, and that's what we go with. And to be able to the odds of narrowing that down and having people come down to a final possession is pretty crazy.
Yep. All right, let's bring in our special guest. Back from the vid, it is Jimmy RV. What is up, Dunaway? Welcome back.
Guys.
Jimmy Vid.
What is this show you're doing here?
This is just we call this a specialty show.
Yeah.
Oh, do you guys have a podcast?
We do at Birmingham.
9 to 12?
Yeah, we
It
do.
is a pod.
Yeah, we're looking forward to having you back on it one day.
Yeah, looking forward to coming back one day.
So how you feeling? You sound stopped up, but
Oh, there's a lot of fluid moving through my body, but I'm told that's a good thing.
okay.
So,
Generally,
I felt horrible on Tuesday because I hate taking days off, but I think I could have done the show Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but apparently you guys did not want to get sick.
oh, here we go.
Yeah,
I
did not want to get sick. No.
Yeah.
yeah.
The condescending text,
I
I
know.
thought you guys didn't think COVID was a big deal. Well, you think it's a massive deal. Like, I don't think strep throat's a big deal. I don't want to get it.
I don't want to get it. Yeah. I'm not saying it's a big deal. I just don't want to have it.
No. I enjoyed my time at home. And,
that sounded great.
It was really fun, and like you never cough every morning at 9 o'clock, 9:10.
Did you?
No,
he's talking to me. Did you? You got to play some golf?
I did. I played
Good.
36
Some?
holes on Thursday.
36 holes, baby.
Watched everything that there is to stream. I've emptied out the internet now.
What was the best thing you watched? Lance is
Um,
always like for. Did you watch that space show last night?
I did.
What'd you think?
I heard that it takes 2 or 3 to get rolling. Full disclosure, the edible had really kicked in by the time I got to that first episode. I am enjoying, I'll tell you this, I'm enjoying Righteous Gemstone.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen all those. Yeah. It's a good show.
Yeah.
The
Lance-
pastor's wife is watching Righteous Gemstone. It's a little sacrilegious, isn't it?
Oh, she doesn't watch it.
Oh, I was about to
She
say.
doesn't watch it. That's an upstairs.
Yeah.
That's Jim in his dark corners. of
Maggie,
his
stay down
life.
there.
Yeah. No. I had never watched Only Murders in the Building, and I enjoyed the heck out of all 3 seasons.
Yeah,
of that.
I liked the first season until like the final 2 episodes, and I had to tap out on
I
that
thought
one.
2 and 3 were better than season 1. So it was really.
Really?
I watched all of those. I rewatched The West Wing again from beginning to end. I've seen it now, I think 12 times all the way through. I watched something that won Cannes, I think, last year. Is that how you say that, Cannes?
Yeah.
And I thought to myself,
The Triangle of Sadness.
Yeah.
Well, you said you didn't like it.
Oh, I mean, I thought it was very average. I thought it was just kind of we are trying to be extremely artistic with this. I thought it was okay. I would have said Dunaway and you run from this because I know both of y'all.
well, I literally said I was tired.
Who told you to watch it?
Nobody. It just, how the algorithms work. And I told Maggie, I said, I'm about to watch this movie. It was about 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So I'm about to watch this movie. I don't like watching movies because it's 2 hours and 10 minutes, but I'm going to watch this movie.
Yeah.
And
I'll watch 2 shows that are 2
You
hours and
watched
10 minutes.
all of West Wing.
Makes no
start
sense.
to finish, 7 seasons.
Start to finish.
Yeah. But I sat there and I watched it, and it was not good.
Is it your attention span for 2 hours?
No. I just like I don't know. I like watching series. I don't like watching movies. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about Johnston RV and this wonderful event here at the BJCC.
Yeah, maybe a little basketball too. So let's start with the announcement. It was teased by Reese Davis on our show one of the days you were out.
Yeah.
The
that.
listeners wanted the audience wanted us to try to pin Reese down on game day coming to Tuscaloosa next Saturday. And Reese all but said they were. It had not been officially announced at the time. It is now official. Alabama has announced that for the first time ever, college game day will come to Tuscaloosa. Says a lot about, first of all, what Nate Oates has done at Alabama to get game day there. I mean, that was like, I can't think of a time where I thought, game day really should be there. I can't believe they didn't come to Tuscaloosa. It's just, in years past, and this is pre-Nate Oates, obviously. There was never a Saturday. Like sometimes in football, you're like, boy, how is game day not at that game, right? That's the biggest game.
Well, I mean, if you're asking me, it is a big deal, I guess. I don't get as excited about it as I do football.
Oh, see, I don't get excited about where football goes at all.
Oh, I do every week. I
watch the show, but I don't really care where they do it from.
I do. I'm always intrigued on where they're going next. With basketball, it seems like it's the same places every year. They're going to do one at Fogg. They're going to do one in, either at Cameron or North Carolina. They're going to do one at, at Auburn Arena the last few years. So it's new. It's different. I'm going to be excited about being there next Saturday. So I'm excited about it. I think it says more to the fact that Nate's on the verge, if they can somehow win one in Kentucky today, of possibly locking up the SEC next Saturday against Tennessee, where he'd won 3 in 4 years regular season SEC championships. I know you don't call it a dynasty when you only dominate a conference, but if they win the SEC regular season championship 3 out of 4 years, that is dynastic-like inside the SEC.
Well, it's something we haven't seen, but I would tell you this. If they go to the second round of the Sweet 16 and that's pretty much it, I mean, how many people outside of this state will remember that they've won these regular season championships? Nobody.
I don't know. The regular season SEC championship still means a lot to me anyway. I like that they hang a banner.
Yeah, but I mean, Kansas won, I think, 12 or 13 consecutive. And until Bill Self won that second championship, everybody was like, but what have you done in the postseason?
Well, I think they always bring up that Kansas dominates the Big 12.
Well, I think because it was
such a great basketball
deep conference, but I don't think Kansas fans really.
See, this is what I've missed the last 4 days, disagreeing with you.
Yeah,
at 100%.
Well, you're easy to disagree with.
Yeah.
Wow. I disagree with Lance. I think. I mean, I know you're not saying it's not a big deal.
No, I'm just saying.
I
think if you talk to Big East fans,
yeah,
formerly Pac-12 fans, Big 12 fans, hey, there's a team in the SEC that's won 3 of the last 4. They could not tell you. They would have no idea.
No, I would, but much in the same way, I can't tell you who's won the regular season of the last 4 Big Tens.
Because I would assume it's probably Purdue.
It's probably Purdue.
Yeah, I would guess. But that's what I'm saying. Like regular season, it just doesn't mean anything to me in college basketball.
It does to the coaches, though. You talk to the coaches, Bruce Pearl, Nate Oates. In a smaller tournament, like for instance, Bucky McMillan at Samford. They're going to try to set an attendance record today. They've had an incredible season. They're getting national attention. None of that matters if they don't win their conference tournament. They're not getting an at-large.
Oh, it matters for coaches because we have unrealistic expectations.
Right.
The tournament, like everything, the full 365 calendar has got to mean something for college basketball coaches.
Right.
For most fans, the only thing, sadly, is the 3 weeks.
That's right.
For the NCAA.
And
I agree. You're judged by what you do in the NCAA tournament.
That's one of the tough things about being a college basketball coach is you can do everything the right way for most of the season. And in 3 weeks, if you don't do something extraordinary, that's all anybody remembers.
And we're about to be judged by, the 12-team playoff or the 16-team
Well,
playoff.
I mean, I do think it'll be a lot alike, yeah.
You make it there, that's fine. You made it. But what did you do when you got there?
Yeah.
You're getting eliminated every year for first round, second round?
Yeah.
People get tired of it.
Coaches, they want to expand this thing. And look, for us, we want more games and more meaningful games. But I've said this, more coaches are going to lose their jobs because of the expansion of the playoff than more coaches will retain job for going to a college football playoff.
But in terms of winning the regular season for Alabama, it takes a massive step in the right direction if they can win in Lexington today. Lance has that game up at lanceslock.com, so he won't make a pick.
Yeah.
It's like we're on the game day set, but that is a massive game in those terms. Now, that said, if they go 1-1 this week, just split these 2 road games, it basically comes down to the Tennessee game either way. But if they win today, win in Oxford, they've got some pad.
They can lock it up at that point.
Yeah, they can lock it up, and they've got some pad in case they lose.
Well, or if they won today, and correct me if I'm wrong, if Tennessee got upset at home and A&M sweeps regular season from Tennessee, it's over, right?
Right, and Tennessee, by the way, gets Auburn Wednesday. I mean, that is not a layup for them by any stretch. I know everybody focuses on Auburn on the road. We just heard an Auburn fan talking to you. What do you think today? We're on the road. We're going to lose. I'm like, you're not that bad on the road.
Not against Georgia.
If this was college football, we would say this is one of those Saturdays you would not leave.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some great matchups.
There really are. There really are.
And I would say on Alabama, Kentucky, I like Kentucky not because of the home court advantage. Rupp is one of those places that reminds me of Bryant-Denny Stadium in football. It's big. It's a cathedral of what is great about college basketball, college football, Bryant-Denny Stadium. But it's not one of the more intimidating places to play. The reason the record is so good for Kentucky at Rupp's because their basketball team's been so good. Same with Alabama at Bryant-Denny. It's not Cameron Indoor. It's not Neville Arena. It's not Arkansas. It's not one of the toughest places to play. I like this game for Alabama on the fact that Kentucky's defense, other than at Neville Arena, has been a little shaky. I just don't think Alabama, with their bigs inside, will have a good day today. I think they'll get in foul trouble, as they always do at Rupp Arena, and I think Kentucky wins a close one.
So you got to play at Lance'sLog.com. Alabama.
That was a subtle shot at the officials.
No, I mean,
805.
It's just the way it is on the road anywhere.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I agree with
specifically
that.
at Rupp Arena.
Yeah. Wimp used to always say 805 at Rupp. You've got to play. Kentucky opened the day as a 2.5-point favorite. I asked you earlier, does that give you any indication whether or not Vegas thinks Wrightsville will play?
Yeah, I didn't think Wrightsville would really affect the number because I think there are interchangeable parts. You saw Sam Walters and what he was able to do on Wednesday night. Look, Wrightsville's a better player. I think it is it's a big absence when he's not there, but I don't think Vegas puts anything into it. I did think this number would come out a little. They just sold an RV. I thought the number would come out a little heavier. I thought it would be Kentucky 3.5 to maybe 4.
Right.
A little skinnier than I thought at 2.5. But this is a very unpredictable Kentucky team. When you can play as well as you did, just last weekend in Neville and snap that home game winning streak for the Auburn Tigers, and then you get beat by LSU. That's not a good way to back up what was your best performance of the year. So what do you get from Kentucky?
I don't know.
Do you get the same motivated squad you got 1 week ago, or do you get the team that just kind of went through the motions this past Wednesday night in Baton Rouge?
I think this is it's a rarity for Kentucky to have to need a resume win. I think they can get it today against Alabama. They're such good in all the metrics. It's
obviously
big win for them.
Yeah, they're obviously in, but a win over Alabama could be the difference in missing a 7-10 game and maybe getting a 6-11 game, or missing a 6-11 game, maybe getting in that dreaded 5-12 game. So yeah, I mean, it is it's a bigger game for Kentucky than it is Alabama, and you're in a pretty rare situation when you go to Rupp Arena to play Kentucky, and it's a bigger game for Kentucky than it is the opposing team. 100%. And I think it absolutely is.
Yeah, but I do think for Alabama and Auburn fans, there is something. This is the version of playing Alabama in football. So I think when you go around, this state today, and you go to sports bars, I think there will be an extra kind of electric atmosphere with Alabama being on the road in Rupp and taking on this Kentucky team. And although, you look at both resumes, Alabama is in a much better spot than Kentucky right now. There is something about Alabama beating Kentucky in basketball.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
And especially there.
What you're saying is, historically, it has been the program you measure all programs against. So when you can go there and win, even when they're down, you still feel better about it than any other place you go win.
Yeah, this is so Kentucky, where they are in basketball right now, is Alabama's 2-loss regular season, maybe last year. Not Saban's last year, but 2021. But still, if you're able to go into Tuscaloosa and to Bryant-Denny and beat that team, I mean, that's a massive accomplishment. And we know how difficult it is to win on the road in college basketball.
Yep. So let's talk about Auburn. No, we are at the Birmingham RV Show. There's tons of RVs here, but we're focusing on Johnston RV, I-65 exit 304 in Coleman. 334 indicator, always online, johnstonrvcenter.com. They got a ton of units here. You can buy them right here, and you're not going to be able to take it home with you today. They are here in the North Exhibition Hall at the BJCC, but you can buy it. They will absolutely get it to you.
Do you think they're I did these things, man. We were walking around earlier before we went on, and just touring one of these things. Price point on one. What do you think the most expensive one? I only went by like 15 of them. Okay. I mean, there's a variety of prices all over the place, but what do you think the most expensive one that I saw?
$350,000.
I'm going to say I think there's one in here that's $450.
$550 and change.
You got to be really committed at that point. Yeah, I'm going to use this thing a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice. I was scouting out.
I'm going to live in it at that point.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, that's on the table. Yeah.
Or you've retired and you've got a couple of numbers before or after your comma. But I was like, Bullet and Chili would love that couch over there. It had a.
I love you thinking Bullet, but Chili would be content anywhere as small as an RV for a long period of time.
What do you think the resale value is on this after 1 year on the road with Bullet and Chili?
Oh boy, they're going to bring it back because Bullet is what I've got called bear paws. Like his paws are gigantic, and it's like you can't cut his nails because whatever they're made of,
The nails?
it's almost like Wolverine, but it's almost like a bear paw if it got a hold of you. Yeah. So anyway, they tear the ass out of an RV.
No doubt. Let's talk about Auburn today. So Auburn is at Georgia. Jalen Williams, Bruce Pearl said earlier in the week, we'll not play in this game.
He's going to travel for moral support.
He's going to travel.
Yeah.
And you never know. I mean, I know Bruce ruled it out. You know, barring any sort of last-minute change, you never know, I guess. But you would think they're going to play this game without Jalen Williams. But you said to me earlier that name came, that number came a little bigger than you thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen as high as 8.5 today.
Wow.
And look, I know Georgia's
they're giving 8.5.
Yeah, a lot of respect
on the road, and we know that look, Auburn's had some really good road performances. 40 minutes against Arkansas, and Bud Walton in that final 20 minutes, what they did against Ole Miss and Oxford. But they're still a different team on the road, and that's an inflated number. And look, I know Mike White, this Georgia team has kind of gone the opposite direction of where they were. I think they've lost 7 of 8 now, but that's still 8.5 on the road is a big number in the SEC.
Yeah, I like Auburn today.
I stayed away from it.
You like him without Jalen Williams. That is a significant loss, though.
Yeah,
they're just a little bit of a different team without him.
I pointed out before I left how all their losses, he's had 10 points or less. So, excuse me, but they've had a week to figure that out and figure out how they're going to replace Jalen Williams.
Yeah. And as we talked about the other day, for Alabama, when you saw Sam Walters come into the game and play for Alabama, that was actually pretty cool in the shot there, like Dunaway, and then you get a
glad he didn't drop it.
Bottle of water, yeah. Number 10, he's a skill player, Lance.
Oh, by the way, we're all 10 for 10th anniversary.
10th anniversary.
But it's like I'm dating the Johnston RV defensive end.
Interesting.
And it's Jersey Day on Friday for the pep rally.
I did feel like we're at a.
I need my pads on.
I did feel like we're at a Friday pep rally. Did everybody school do that? Thompson and Homewood, did they do the jersey and the jeans or whatever on game day? Would they wear red home game, white road game? Or whatever your color was. Mine was red.
I think it was pretty much white the whole time, I think.
So you always wore the road jersey no matter what?
Yeah.
Interesting. I assume that was a high school white.
When I saw the XL, I was like, these things are going to be a little too big, but it fit nice.
I think we could play in it. Yeah.
Well, Nick probably in the 1980s, when you put the pads on, they only came up to here.
That's right. The old cutoff.
You had the Bosworth.
But you like showing off the
absolutely. It's not a tearaway either, so we're not going to break any tackles. This thing is built. But we were talking about earlier, Dunaway, when you were out without Jalen Williams, who steps up for Auburn, because as Lance mentioned, without Reitzel, Sam Walters stepped up for Alabama. He hits 4 of 8 from beyond the arc. Without those 4 3-pointers, they lose the game to Florida. And he had half of Alabama's threes Wednesday night. So somebody's going to do that for Auburn. Is it Aiden Holloway? Is it, who is it?
I don't think it's Aiden Holloway.
Is that ship already sailed? Is this the J.D. Davidson of?
I watched some of y'all's video when y'all were shooting with the squadron.
Yeah,
Aiden Holloway would have fit in y'all's game really well.
I brought that up yesterday. I was like, it looked a lot like Aiden Holloway.
Great with the ball, great distributor, fast with the ball, but needs to find his shot right now. It's hard to replace him size-wise underneath. I don't think you'll get Dylan and Janai on the floor at the same time. Maybe you get a little bit of that. You really have never seen that a lot.
Yeah.
Usually it's Dylan and Janai at the same time. I'm ready for Denver Jones to.
Yeah, I almost mentioned him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So maybe Denver Jones can have a good shooting day today for Auburn.
Yeah, this is one of those games of Auburn playing for seeding, obviously. You just have to keep the focus, and obviously the strength of this team, we've talked about it multiple times, is that combination of Williams and Broome, and then obviously what they've got depth-wise. Auburn has shot themselves out of a lot of games, and missing Williams, if you have one of those terrible performances behind the arc, I mean, I'm not going to be shocked at all if Auburn was to lose this game. I think they win the game. I think they probably win the game by double digits. But life on the road in the SEC, difficult.
It is one of those places, too. It's not Gainesville. Auburn is awful in Gainesville. It's not Gainesville, but it's one of those places where Auburn, over the years, has not been automatic in Athens.
Yeah, and I would think this is probably going to be a sleeper crowd, probably put you to sleep. But I would think Auburn fans travel for this one, right?
Yeah. I remember, in fact, last time Auburn, I think, was the last time they played there? or maybe it was a couple of years ago, I remember people were discussing whether or not Auburn actually had more fans there than Georgia did. It was that bad. It was that big of an Auburn crowd.
I think it'll be that way today too.
Yeah, I can't remember which trip it was, but I remember people at the game on both sides, Georgia, people covering the game for Georgia, people covering the game for Auburn, are like, honestly, if you went and counted heads, there might be more Auburn fans in this gym right now than Georgia fans. So yeah, I don't think it will be that crazy of a home court advantage fan-wise for the Georgia Bulldogs. So that's Alabama at Kentucky. Lance has a play up on that, one of 13 plays at lanceslock.com today. Our $1,000 game of the day. Now, we started this show by talking about how 2 nights in a row, somebody's been 1 point away from winning $1,000.
I haven't been a part of this since you guys started doing this.
Yeah, we started it this week. Yep.
So do it like we're on the show right now. Show me how you set it up.
All right.
Do it.
Hey, so don't forget to go to Lance's Lock on TikTok. Are you paying attention or waving at
Yep,
people? Are you paying
absolutely.
attention? Okay. Don't forget to go to Lance's Lock on TikTok. Yeah. Oh, it's an extra round shirt.
And
Thank you.
Hat and shirt.
My guy.
That's what I was waving at.
Yeah, hat and shirt. That guy went all in, didn't he? Now I'm the one that's distracted.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to go to Lance's Lock on TikTok. We're going to have a game up every single day. And in the comments, pick the winner and the score, winner and the final score. And if you get that right, we're going to draw 5 people at random. If you're one of the 5, you get the score and the winner right, you win $1,000. It's that simple. LancesLock.com. Go do it right now on TikTok, and we'll let you know who the 5 selected are. And if you get the final score right and the winner, and you're one of those 5 picked, you win $1,000. Today's game, Texas A&M at Tennessee, a revenge game for the Vols. So it really doesn't matter how good the game is. You're just trying to pick a winner. I mean, last night we had Bucks Timberwolves. That's a good NBA game, but it's just some random regular season NBA game.
And somebody missed it by 1 point.
By 1 point.
No,
They missed the Timberwolves. Yeah, back-to-back
Different
nights.
people. But
Different people, back-to-back nights. Yeah,
So
they
no
missed
$1,000 winner yet.
Not yet.
yet.
Yeah, he missed
Close.
the Timberwolves score by 1 point.
Close you can get.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, somebody's going to win $1,000 from us at LancesLock.com.
And the night before, a guy missed the Arizona score by 1 point.
Well, I gave
And
bad advice. I said,
yeah,
one
Lance
thing you want
did.
to do, I gave out 5 plays that night, and Washington State was one of my plays. The number went to 12.5. I just didn't see Arizona losing that game in Tucson, so I was like, whatever you do, just make sure this game could be tight, could be a blowout. Just make sure you put Arizona as your winner. I'll tell you right now, Tennessee, they're not losing the game. They're not getting swept. They're not getting their season series swept by
So
Texas.
your advice is not with point spreads, but
Yeah.
as you're picking your score, pick Tennessee as your winner.
Yeah.
Whatever your score is.
Andrew asked, is this basketball only, or can I ask a football question?
Oh, you
Fire
know,
away.
We'll ask anything.
He has a life
Well,
question.
JohnstonRVCenter.com, JohnstonRVCenter.com. 10 years. We're celebrating 10 years. We're here at the RV show in front of, did the Browns buy this? Did I miss the first part of the show?
I don't know. Somebody
flex.
They said somebody out of New Orleans, but it
Okay.
could have been the Browns.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
wanna
where
flex.
his offshore accounts are, New Orleans.
No, when are you going to be an empty nester, Brown?
Oh, it's quite a while from now. I
8
mean,
years.
my youngest is in 4th grade.
Will you be eyeballing one of these when you're an empty nester?
You never know. In retirement, Jennifer and I might travel and see the country.
I could see Brown be behind the wheel of an RV.
Yeah.
We've kind of seen it somewhat when we took a smaller unit to Indianapolis.
Yeah, I drove that right.
My question would be, if you had one of these, who would do the driving?
We've already, not me. We did 4 downs on Thursday. It was Rockies 4 downs away from sports, and one of the questions was, if you were rich, I forgot how it would work. If you were rich, what is something rich you would do?
Yeah,
have a
rich
driver?
people, something you would
Yeah.
do. And we're like,
just pick you up in a town car or an SUV all the time,
That's-
like you're the president, and
Yeah,
just drive you
well,
everywhere.
I mean, you could be really inconspicuous by having a nice big SUV, and you just sit in the back, and nobody really even knows about it.
That's right.
all right, so here's Andrew's question. He followed it up. What should be my expectations of KJ Jefferson this season at UCF? He's a Central Florida fan. I did not watch much of Arkansas last season.
Well, here's your good news.
All right.
So you got one of the best offensive minds to ever call plays is coming back to Fayetteville. Can he keep his ego in check? And that's being Bobby Petrino.
No. He's in
KJ's
Central
at
Florida.
UCF.
He's at
Oh, yeah,
UCF.
guys. What am I saying?
Yeah.
They
You
got
just always
Taylor, they got Taylor Green, the kid from Boise State.
Yeah, just always assume that a quarterback is
Is-
not at the same
That's
place.
right. He's not where he played last year.
Yeah, I don't know, man. KJ, obviously big dude, big arm. He's got more mobility than you think for his size.
In a Gus Malzahn offense, even though Gus says he's not calling plays this year.
I don't see it being an upgrade though.
I don't either.
Yeah, I just, I thought KJ 2 years ago it showed flashes. Thought he really regressed last year.
I liked him better in the Kendall Briles offense at Arkansas than I'm going to like him in whatever way Gus Malzahn and them end up running.
So basically, they've
Mr.
gone.
Hey, we're
we
live
got
right
somebody
now,
knows
but I just wanted to say
So,
hi
no,
to you.
You're all good. We're all good. Good to see you.
I
Hey,
thought
early on, my
Plumlee-
broadcasting career started with that guy right there. He was my, was it fifth grade, fourth grade newspaper, student newspaper. We started one at Thompson Elementary School. Mr. Little.
Hey, Mr.
Was Jim
Little.
a good student, Mr. Little?
Excellent. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Ah,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Well, good to see you, Mr.
See
Little.
ya.
Thank you.
Fourth grade. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we started the Thompson Powwow was the name of it.
Oh, wow.
We couldn't get away with that now, could we?
Yeah, play it into the Native Americans.
It had two Native Americans, a teepee with smoke coming out of it, and it was called the
Did you
powwow.
have a section called the Peace Pipe?
You know what?
I think we did have no my shorts,
Yeah.
little sports shorts,
Yeah.
were called smoke signals.
Smoke signal. The best thing would have been a section called the Peace Pipe, where if like two students had a beef, they could write an apology to one another, and you call it.
Yeah.
Peace
No,
Pipe.
I mean we did have a lot of inappropriate things like that, but it wasn't inappropriate in the 70s.
Yeah, it's completely accepted then.
Was
but it-
anything the papoose?
No, but I
That
do,
sounds a lot worse than it really is.
Oh,
you know?
papoose is
I
what
know
you
what
put
it
the
is.
little Indian baby
I'm
in.
aware what it is. I'm just saying.
I
Like
do think-
Spider-Man.
I do think the columnist, the main column, they would, one person would write a main column, and it was called "Off the Reservation."
No, it was not.
It was
That
100%.
is incredible.
Yeah, I mean this was
And
early
so wait,
70s.
just to add injury to insult, did you guys litter when you were done with the paper? You just throw it?
Yeah, the guy stood there and a little tear came down his cheek. You remember that commercial?
That
He
was a
looks
great
at
commercial.
He slowly looks at the camera, and the tears coming
John
down.
Rice Plumlee, though, I thought really good quarterback.
Well, so they've gone from Dylan Gabriel to John Rice Plumlee to KJ Jefferson.
Yeah, so I think you've downgraded every time you've gone down.
You think KJ Jefferson's downgrade from John Rice Plumlee?
I thought Plumlee was really good in that offense.
Yeah.
I like KJ Jefferson. I just don't like him in this system.
Yeah.
I don't think he had a whole lot around him at Arkansas. Well, I shouldn't say that. He has pretty good receivers.
So Rocket Sanders was finally
Yeah.
healthy, but he wasn't 2 years ago. I don't know, man. KJ Jefferson just never seemed to get better. I thought there was, a high ceiling for him, but we just haven't seen it yet. And I
Well,
don't think Gus is going to unlock it.
Gus has never had a big physical runner like KJ Jefferson. Like, do you remember the play against Alabama where like two defenders slipped right off of
I
him?
mean,
And he said it was,
Cam was.
huh?
Oh,
Well, that's true.
good
Yeah. My
comparison.
apologies. I meant as a head coach. My apologies. I was talking about as a head coach. So Nick Marshall, Bo Nix, that type quarterback. He had never had it as a head coach. But you're right. As a coordinator, he did have Cam. This is the closest,
Size.
hear me out, size-wise that he's had to Cam
Yeah.
Newton. But you remember Saban called that play one of the most impressive plays he'd ever seen in football.
Yep.
I mean, that shows you how big and physical that KJ Jefferson is. I don't know.
Does Central Florida end up becoming the Missouri of the Big 12? And by that, the expectation was Central Florida's football would do something. Their basketball would do nothing. Basketball with Johnny Dawkins has been a little bit better than we thought, at least in year one. But when Missouri came into the SEC, we talked about this earlier this week. I think you were out, but we had no expectation for Missouri in football, and they actually have played better football than basketball.
Yeah, we thought they were going to be a basketball school. Their basketball really has been disappointing.
Because
But
Central
your
Florida,
point, for those that don't follow, UCF has beaten Kansas and Texas this year in the Big 12.
yeah, and UCF is one of those teams now in the Big 12 with Texas and Oklahoma leaving. Why couldn't USC or UCF on a pretty consistent basis compete year in year out to win this league?
I have faith in Gus throwing a year together where he maybe wins the Big 12. I don't have faith in him consistently.
Yeah.
His track record says he's just not going to consistently.
Who ends up being more consistent, Gus or Mike Gundy at Oak State?
Well, I'm not certain Gus will have a longer shelf life. I just don't know what Gundy's expiration date is.
What's a better job? If you were taking one of those jobs on the surface.
Take Oak State.
I would take UCF.
But I haven't gotten a chance to watch the Big 12 in that new construct. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know.
That's tough.
It is a tough question. You immediately said you'd take UCF.
I would take UCF.
For what reason?
I like my recruiting base in
You like
state of
recruiting in Florida more
Yeah.
than doing Oklahoma. There is an advantage to that. I don't disagree.
I would tell you this. KJ Jefferson, last year, I thought, tried to become a more pocket passer, tried to start impressing NFL scouts. If Gus can get him just back playing college football and not worried about the next level, if he goes back to what he was a couple of years ago, I think it could work.
Oh, I had
He's got a ton of experience.
I went here. I was going to bring up NH3425. Any chance Chaney Johnson has a breakout game today? This is back to Auburn at Georgia with
Maybe it was
Jalen Williams out.
Maybe it was Cheney Johnson I was thinking about instead of Denver Jones.
Somebody brought that up. I mean,
may have been Cheney Johnson.
Yeah, he was a guy when we were talking about it the other day. Some Auburn fans brought him up that Cheney Johnson might have a breakout game.
Yeah. It's not this game I'm worried about. It's the
no. The next one's the more difficult.
It's the next game.
Yeah, I brought up a name a couple of days ago. I think Chris Moore. You know, this is a guy that he gets good minutes. He's averaging 13, 14 minutes a game. He's obviously going to get more. They're going to need his size. So Chris Moore is that guy that can step it up.
Wasn't there Chris Moore on that team right after Barkley's team that played with Chuck Person?
Yep.
Are they any relation at all? Do you know?
I thought that was Chris Morris.
That was Chris Morris. That's right. Chris Morris. Yep. Chris Morris.
Chris Moore sounds like a familiar name in Auburn basketball.
Yep, it is. Elsewhere today, Baylor and Houston playing right now.
Yeah, Houston's whipping their dick. I've got Baylor.
Sorry to bring that up.
No, you know, one of these 11 o'clocks.
Oh, that carries over to basketball too?
No, not really. I felt pretty good about Baylor today. Not a good start, though. Let's see.
I think I may have gone Baylor too at mybookie.ag.
Oh, no,
Dunaway. Next round.
You didn't know that. Syracuse beat Notre Dame 42-16. Notre Dame basketball has gotten so incredibly bad.
Syracuse basketball ain't great.
No, they're beating Notre Dame 42-16. That's my point.
Yeah, Houston up 14.
Yeah.
Still got 23 minutes to go in that game. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Only early game I've got at lanceslog.com. We'll get the loser out of the way, and then 12-1. We'll take that.
Well, one of 13.
My little parlay. I got Houston giving the points and Syracuse giving the points.
I'm still alive.
That's pretty good right now. Houston and Syracuse
still alive.
Giving the points.
That's pretty good right now. We're at halftime. Elsewhere in the SEC, Vandy is at Florida. Nothing to see there. Florida, I think, wins that one going away. They're more than a 15-point favorite in that game today. Mybookie.ag.
You want my other two parlays?
What's that?
I have Kentucky and Oklahoma State giving the points in one parlay, and Wake Forest in Florida. Those are my three parlays.
Wake has got Duke, so you're betting against where your money goes right there. Wake's a pretty good team. It's a huge game for Wake in their NCAA tournament.
Well, it's a big game for Duke, too, in seeding.
It's seeding.
It was a fishy line, though. It was Wake Forest minus 2.5.
That is correct. Yeah, that's where it is right now, mybookie.ag. Wake Forest minus 2.5.
I saw that, and I thought to myself, Duke's getting points. And I was like, Jim, snap out of it.
This
is where he trips himself up.
I know. He starts thinking.
He used to have consistent Jimmy Lamb lines.
Yep.
That was, by the way, I needed a stunt person for that hit. That was a little too hard.
Washington at Arizona is the CBS game prior to Bama and Kentucky. This is Arizona's bounce back game at home, early tip, but they're coming off that loss to Washington State. Though you gotta like Arizona.
Oh man, when Arizona's playing lights out, especially with Caleb Love, it's a really, really good squad. And Washington State, a lot of people will see that final score and they're like, "Damn, how did they lose to Washington State?" Washington State's a good team.
Oh, that's an NCAA tournament.
That was their 21st win this year for the Cougs.
Hey, the last day I was there, y'all had a little bet going. Was Brown able to fix your audio system?
That's a no. But it's getting fixed today. Don't worry about that. Let's not bring that up, Joe.
So
I appreciate you bringing that up.
You're still on the hook for your bracket challenge.
Yes.
Good wins.
BYU is at Kansas State.
I'll tell you that story in a little bit.
Okay. I just
no good deed goes unpunished. Just remember that.
And now he brings that up like he was doing me a good deed.
I was trying
to get out of the.
This is what bugs me about you. I mean, I was trying to do you a favor, and then I said, "Hey, would you let me out of my bracket bet if I'm able to do it?" I mean, I could have just said, "No, I'm not going to try to fix you." I mean, I was trying to do you a favor.
No, but you were getting something out of it. Like, if
God forbid you ever get anything out of doing something nice for somebody.
I was cheering against you because I want you to be on the hook for a bracket.
Well, that's fine, but I mean, I don't appreciate the attitude that this has had for 2 or 3 days now. Like, I came in and burned your house down. I was trying to do something else.
Discuss it on the air.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the audio's not working at all.
It is. That is untrue. You're still getting the TV just fine.
I can't.
So now you can't get Blu-ray or anything.
Blu-ray or Apple,
but let me tell you this. Now, let me tell you this.
System?
Huh?
He didn't fry the system.
No.
Some of the inputs just kind of disappeared.
Yeah. So I told him, I gave him a solution Tuesday, and he's finally using that solution today. That was my when I looked at it.
Call a professional.
I said, let's don't talk about it. So quit asking questions. But I gave him a solution.
It's going to cost me money.
Well, it was going to cost you money either way.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I wanted to expand on the apps, but if I want to get back to using just Netflix and Apple TV and.
See, I'll tell you the most common message I would get while I was gone was they need you there to make LT and Brown fight with each other. So I'm glad I.
Have you noticed that?
I'm glad I still have that.
Operated peacefully all week
Yeah.
until he shows back up, and I just snapped at you.
Yeah, like I hadn't thought about it today, honestly.
I know.
You're welcome.
Is this like
Why do you do that to us? What?
So Spider-Man is posing, but like, is this something the RV show does? Do they bring this guy, or is he rogue? Is he just on his own?
You think it's like the Times Square Spider-Man
Yeah.
where
like he wants money
Is he
for a
saying
picture?
that? Where's my tip?
well, he's talking through the mask, which is that's breaking character. Spider-Man never talked, right?
Yeah, he's got to stay in character.
But I don't know. I mean,
The uncomfortable thing with a superhero is people that don't wear the outfit much.
right.
They don't know what to do with their junk.
They do not.
Yeah, and so his junk is just protruding.
Well,
out of
you
his
know,
Spider-Man outfit.
I wasn't going to look.
Well, I mean, you can't really help it. You got to figure out something to do, man. You
Yeah.
gotta.
I wouldn't use the word protruding. Too many syllables for that. I'd say it's poking.
Yes.
Okay. However you want to say it.
Yeah.
Poking out.
So seeing him though reminds me of when I was walking the strip in Vegas when we were out there, and you get in front of the Bellagio and they've got all those characters that are beating you up for money.
Oh,
I brought that up
the
and said that,
worst.
but the characters are so like that is a clean looking
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
yeah. I
The
mean, he's washed his outfit. He's probably not worn it much.
Yeah, the characters in Vegas are filthy.
Well, that's
I mean,
because dude will peel his hat back,
Yeah.
light up a smoke.
Oh, I know.
You know, he's
Did
got
all
a
over it.
cigarette burn on this
Yep.
leg. He's got dirt on the other.
yeah, and they go after the kids to try to bait the kids in so that the kids want a picture, and then they hit the parents up for money.
Yeah, it's $20.
Yeah, it's really a disgusting hustle, if you ask me.
They really should have chorus girls that the city pays to be out there, and they don't charge tourists.
I got to be honest, though, taking
Not a
kids
bad
to
idea.
Vegas has never made sense to me.
Me either.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about going out west this summer. We still haven't picked our summer vacation. We're talking about hitting some of the out west stuff. And Jennifer did ask, should our base of operation be in Vegas? Maybe like spend the first night in Vegas. And I was like, maybe for one night.
Yeah, I mean, with the pool and everything
Yeah.
during the season, you probably get away with it. Now, Jack has marked it down that his 21st, he's been planning this for a couple of years
Jack
now.
is 16 now, so he's got
Yeah.
5 years at event.
Yeah, and I think he thinks it's going to be like a hangover-like night, which, I'm sad to report it's not going to be,
Hey,
but we can have fun with it.
In 5 years from now, he may be able to go to Hoover to have the same experience. We may have lights and casinos in Hoover in
We
5
could have
years.
casinos, dispensaries. You're right. I
Yeah.
mean, you might not have to leave your backyard for the.
That whole Hoover Met area could be the strip where there's nothing but casinos.
Hey, Bill 151. Call your local senator. Tell them to vote yes. Tell them to vote yes. So I called them. I called on a Friday at it was probably 2:00, and they're already gone for the day.
Who is your senator?
I forgot Tommy something. I think I don't know.
Tuberville? No, that's your U.S. senator. Hey, so I'm told in the chat room, apparently Spider-Man does talk. I did not realize that. I thought only when he was.
Does Spider-Man talk?
Well, that one does, but he does. Okay, but
yeah, he does. You're right. Because I've started to watch I didn't like the Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire. I like the Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I do too.
What is Peter Parker's job? Isn't that Peter Parker is the name of Spider-Man out of the costume?
He's a reporter.
No, that's Clark Kent.
Yeah, I think Peter Parker was he was a pizza delivery guy for a minute, wasn't he?
I've never really paid attention.
I think he
to
was.
this.
I think he's a student. He's still a student.
Yeah,
He's a
well,
student.
yeah. I think in the originals and I think in the Tom Holland, he's a student. But
Because he's in class with Zendaya.
But I think with the Andrew Garfield, I think he delivered pizzas to Tobey Maguire 1 and 2. I don't know. I really don't look at his career much. I mean, I think his career is pretty much Spider-Man, right?
Who, Peter Parker?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and whatever his other
Okay.
supplemental job doesn't really matter.
Lunsford says Tobey Maguire did deliver pizza, but he is a student. That's from
Okay.
Lunsford, who
You
I
can do both.
yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Just ask Tyler.
Troy says, or Steven says photographer. Troy says Peter Parker was a freelance photographer.
Better
So,
yet,
so-
what was Aunt May's job? See, I have this theory that Aunt May was doing OnlyFans on the side, but I could be wrong.
Who is Aunt May? That's Peter Parker's mom?
That's his legal guardian.
Legal guardian?
Yeah, but she's always at home when he's there, so she's got to work from home. And I
Right.
think looking at
She's
Aunt
doing
May,
OnlyFans?
the logical would be OnlyFans.
So the story goes, he got bit by a spider, so he's got spider powers
Yeah.
from that point on.
yeah.
But did his parents die or something?
I think there's a couple of, I know Lunsford's laughing at us right now.
Oh, I don't really care.
I think his parents have been dead, but I think his grandparents kind of took it over. And then I think they got wiped out by like one of the Goblin or Green Goblin. Is that right?
You're asking me. I don't know comic books. I have no earthly idea.
It was a Dr. Octopussy.
I think you're combining a James Bond movie
maybe.
and.
Are you talking about the parents of Spider-Man? How they died?
No, I think his uncle or
It was a car crash.
was that what it was?
Oh, they died in a car
Yeah,
accident.
a car crash because the spider was in the car.
Oh,
and they were
are you
swatting the
serious?
spider.
Yeah,
off
but he
the
got
road,
bitten?
and he got bit.
Spider was in a lab at school. Then they went to a trade show and another one. I don't think Spider was
A
ever in
trade
the
show
car.
just like this?
Yeah, but it was like a science trade show. Yeah. Would you, if
I have no idea. I
would you
really
take
don't know
the
if y'all
spider
are
bite if
screwed
you
with
could
it or
have
not.
the powers?
No, I don't want Spider-Man powers. What am I going to do with that?
I'm afraid of heights. Got to swing
I
by
am
a
too.
web, climb a mountain. I mean, a building.
Yeah, and you're constantly having to go like fight crime. I
Save
just want to
people.
stay at the house.
I think you would get used to the heights if you had his ability.
Oh, you probably
Maybe.
would. The
No.
workload is my issue. Like he's always having to go do something.
No, you can kind of ignore it like you didn't see it.
Yeah, upside down kissing. I like that.
I think that is that one scene, right?
Yep.
That one scene, but it's what stuck with you.
No, but like if you saw crime and you were perched up eating a sandwich, you wouldn't have to like go after it.
But like Batman,
You just kind of ignore it. Have you ever? Let me ask you this.
okay,
Have you ever been walking through a mall and you hear your name
yeah,
and you kind of know it's coming from somewhere, but you just keep walking because you don't want to deal with it?
yes,
You can do that if you're a Spider-Man with crime.
but not if you're Batman, because if you see the signal up in the sky, you got to answer that,
Yeah,
right?
They need you at that point.
Yeah.
Unless you're out of town and you can't do much about it.
Sorry, guys, I was out of town.
I mean, Bruce Wayne had a lot of money. I'm sure he traveled,
I'm on a break.
right?
He did.
What about like Superman? Like if you're Clark Kent, but you know the Superman would be like, I would look forward to that. Being a newspaper reporter kind of seems boring to me at the Daily Planet, so I'd look forward to crime.
Yeah, I never understood why he did both. Like, why would you just not be Superman and show up when you need to be showed up?
Well, Batman had the best gig of them all because Bruce Wayne was loaded. Where'd he get his money?
Yeah, but the problem was he was a mere mortal. He got his money from
His old man?
No,
He inherited it?
yeah, I think his parents got shot by Joker. I think. Yeah,
Really?
like robbed in an alley. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's right.
How's it going?
I think
Dunaway knows everybody at the RV
doing well.
show.
No,
They seen you.
you really do. The mayor of the RVs. But yeah, I think he
It's
inherited
right
all
in
his
my,
money.
No. I do think Bruce Wayne
I'm at that
inherited his
RVing
money.
age.
Yeah, are you? It's time to go RVing.
It's a sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he had some kind of like syndicate underneath.
Bruce Wayne did?
Yeah, like Albert ran it, right?
Lucius Fox?
Which one was Lucius Fox?
Morgan Freeman.
Okay.
And then Michael Caine was
Albert,
Albert.
right? Yeah.
Yep. I thought he was really good in that role.
Yeah.
Michael Caine is a good actor. I like him.
Telling you the best comic book movie though is Logan.
You've said that many times. I've
Yeah.
never watched it.
And now I've heard like I didn't like Deadpool, and I know Deadpool's coming up with number 3 with Ryan Reynolds. I thought 1 was okay. I didn't see 2, but I know everybody's talking about comic book movies. The franchises are hinging upon that. This thing has got to be able to make money because I think Disney's taking it over. Might be butchering this whole thing. But then I saw that Deadpool 3's got Logan. Like Hugh Jackman's coming back for that.
Now-
And Logan was by far he was a washed-up superhero,
Right.
that had a lot of day-to-day problems like most of us.
What is Deadpool? Is it like a combination of
Oh, it's
superheroes?
It's comedy. It's good.
But it's like the offshoot superheroes.
If you
right?
like Ryan Reynolds.
I don't really have an opinion on Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds.
I really don't know.
But Deadpool is like the offshoot
So Deadpool,
because it's got the one girl with the ponytails. What's her name?
No clue. It's got the little plant.
Well, I thought it's
The
got the
little
one.
tree.
She's like crazy, and she's got a hammer, and she's got
that's Guardians of the Galaxy.
that's Groot.
That's Groot. Yeah.
Oh, that is.
Yeah.
That is Guardian of the Galaxy. I like.
It's a good ride at Epcot when you go back. We're going in a couple weeks.
See, I thought Guardians of the Galaxy overrated.
The
Like,
ride or the movie?
I've never even seen the ride, the movie.
Yeah, the ride's phenomenal.
Those
I
are
didn't
my
like
two
the
favorites.
movie either.
Put me down for those. Guardian of the Galaxy and Deadpool.
Harley
Two
Quinn.
favorites.
Harley Quinn's who I'm talking about. So she's on Deadpool, right? That's
No.
thank you,
No,
thank
no,
you, Jody.
Suicide Squad.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the last drive-in movie I saw.
I think the girl in Deadpool is a little Asian with the ponytail. She's almost like the girl or the little Asian in
so what is Deadpool?
Smashing Pumpkins.
So what is Deadpool? It's just a group of...
Deadpool has that kid that can start fires.
No, Deadpool is a Ryan Reynolds character. He was like left for dead.
In a pool?
Like he was maimed.
So it's not a group of people?
Yeah, I think he's got a couple of characters that hang out with him and stuff. But I think he, I don't know if he had a superpower or maybe they made him in a lab. That's what it was. I think I'm recalling this. They made him in a lab.
And Logan is who?
Logan is Wolverine.
So he's part of Deadpool?
Well, I think he's part of Deadpool 3. Like he's retired since his Wolverine X-Men days and he starts driving a limo. So he becomes an alcoholic. Yeah. It's really bitter with life.
I think Deadpool accidentally killed his wife somehow. And he goes to heaven every now and then and sees her and then comes back.
Deadpool?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, here we go. We got people on the chat right now. All right. Lunsford in all caps. The movie is literally called Deadpool and Wolverine. Lunsford loves doing that. Brett says, do they ever lunch when it comes to this type of thing? Do we ever get anything right? Not really.
But Lunsford could pop on right now if he chose to do that, right?
Well, we wouldn't be able to hear him. We're not wired to hear
he could just take over the show.
Well, he could, but we're almost done.
3 minutes, just do the last 3 minutes correction of everything we got wrong.
Troy says Deadpool is a mutual. I think he means mutant, that he cannot die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say,
regenerates.
That's right. He can't die because that's how he's never going to see his wife.
I would definitely go see it if Wolverine kills Deadpool.
Yeah. Brian, Deadpool is the alter ego of Wade Wilson, a disfigured Canadian mercenary with superhuman regenerative healing abilities. That could be entirely made up, but it sounds accurate.
I think that might be right.
Wade Wilson, the guy
Wade Wilson?
The guy that came in and led the Oilers back to beat the Bills that time?
Yeah.
Or the Bills back to beat the Oilers that time? That big comeback game? Jim Kelly got hurt. Was that Wade Wilson that came in?
Was not Wade Wilson.
That was
Frank Wright?
Yeah. You're thinking of the coach.
No, I think there's a quarterback named Wade
Wilson. Wade Wilson used to play for the Minnesota Vikings.
He's thinking of Wade Phillips, Bum Phillips' son, though.
And Wade, I think, also played for the Raiders.
I was thinking of Wade Wilson.
Steven says, they sound like my wife's dance mom friends talking about football. What are we talking about?
We knew the answer to all that stuff we were saying. We were just playing with you guys.
Yeah, no, we just kind of danced around. I mean, we got most of it right. Like, if it was multiple choice, give me a multiple choice test on Marvel and DC and all this.
Oh, I think
I
could.
Throw
a question.
No, here's an idea for Mystery Fifth Hour. The way we did with the football players for Rockstar, football coaches for Rockstar, and somebody brought this up to me last night at dinner. The actors for Little T, they're like, that had to be an act. I'm like, Little T's not that good an actress. That was 100%.
That's the thing is our show is about entertainment. Like, we stay away from politics, so I got more on politics than they did.
Yeah.
Which the politics should have been a train wreck for me, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. But I'm just saying, and I will legitimately, I know nothing about the comic book movies or the Star Wars or Deadpool.
We got a new segment.
Or any of that.
High deal. We sent it to Little T this morning. Star Wars Theater.
So my idea is on a Mystery Fifth Hour, Lunsford can put together like a photo thing or whatever. What's up? There's the Oars, happily newlyweds, looking for their first RV.
You know somebody.
Huh?
I still don't know anybody here.
No, they can put it together, and I've got to try to answer the questions. That'll be a future Mystery Fifth Hour.
No,
I will suck at it.
What they could do is give us a Wonderlick, so to speak, for superheroes,
yeah.
And we all take it.
That's right. So the questions asked live, we write the answer down, and then we grade it.
Why has there not been a superhero named Wonderlick?
Or you know what?
What's his special power, Joe?
Oh, wow.
His mind.
Wonderlick. He's got a Gene Simmons-like tongue. But no, we could have somebody ask us the questions, like,
and we've got to answer, right?
Yeah, and Melton, because they know all.
And then we could reveal the answer. Yeah. We'll do it on our whiteboard.
Yeah,
we reveal the answer.
And they can give us an ABC. We could do a multiple choice if we wanted to.
All right, so
I would ace it. Ace it.
We've got next week.
I bet I beat you.
I'll go steak right now. You won't.
I don't want to steak.
We've already got Friday's Mystery Fifth Hour. I'll be out the next Friday, so we'll do it in 2 Fridays.
Okay.
So Lunsford's got plenty of time to put this together.
So this Friday's the 1st. There's reasons I know that it's March 1st.
Yeah.
But March 8th is that not SEC tournament?
No. Last weekend of the regular season.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll be at Disney.
Okay.
All right, well, that's going to do it. JohnstonRVCenter.com, I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. All of our comic book talk presented by Johnston RV Center. That's why we're so good at it. And they are at the RV show here at the BJCC up until 7 o'clock tonight. They're back here tomorrow at the BJCC North Exhibition Hall. Come see all the RVs and especially Johnston RV Center, I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, JohnstonRVCenter.com. Good to have you back, Jim.
Glad to be back, man. Glad to be back.
Are we playing golf today?
No, I'm gonna go back and watch the games,
Okay.
man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Alabama, Kentucky, Auburn, Georgia, and all the other good games going on, and play golf tomorrow. Though
Okay.
I got a 10-10 tee time.
The old 10-10.
Yep.
All right.
Early church and then 10-10.
Please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you follow us on social media at Next Round Live and on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to Next Round Live and set your alerts so you know when we're live. We'll be back Monday at 9. War Eagle to Auburn and Georgia. Roll Tide to Alabama and Kentucky. Go Bulldogs. Go everybody. Bulldogs being Sanford.
Is this how you end the show since I've left?
And God bless everybody, but Jim Dunaway. We'll see you Monday on the Next Round.
I mean, we start with cheerleading now.